Hello, this is the Tonchin Tom.
Whoever we are.
Hello, this is the Tangent Podcast. Yes. Yes. Today we have a special guest who is
Other Michael.
No, you are Michael. I'm Celestial Being, sometimes known as Lucinda.
and of course we have
I'm sorry, Sleepy
and
Owl.
James. So yes, today we are going to discuss the various apocalypses
Apocalypses.
that will happen on this
Apocalypse
earth.
that?
Because the last episode was fear, so I thought, what's scary? The apocalypse.
Yeah.
It depends if you fear the apocalypse.
I know some people love the zombie apocalypse.
I don't like
I do.
zombies. Don't do
Yeah, Michael.
I don't do
Actually,
zombies.
I think I'd probably kill myself if there were a zombie apocalypse.
Or like just straight
after,
away.
after killing Daniel, who's already a zombie.
No, right. Listen, right.
It's supposed to be the end of the whole thing just to find Daniel.
No, what?
With a machine gun on your back, ready for fire.
And then you do it and you're just like, what? Pop myself.
Guys, I have played so many hours of Call of Duty Zombies. I
Daniel?
know exactly what they're going to do.
Daniel?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure there isn't a ray gun in this one.
Guys, it's only a juggernaut machine.
I'm pretty sure that you do not have a machine gun in your house to fight the zombies off.
Especially in it, just
No,
just kind of
short
roll it on
climb.
the and then just go.
Guys, let's go down this alleyway. No, there's an invisible wall there. We can't go that way. So if then you've got some money, I need to open a door. Daniel, no. Guys.
One more, just get a headshot. Here you go.
Well, I actually think one of the best places to go in an apocalypse, I think there are two good places.
Yeah.
One is a supermarket, and the other one is a hospital.
Always good.
Because in a hospital, there's loads of food, it's clean, they've got really
Yeah, but it's
heavy...
not very nice food.
No, but there's food. There's food and there's water.
Yeah, but I
and,
think I'd rather die, actually.
and you can block the doors quite easily because of all the hospital beds. There's loads of resource if you get ill, and the doors are really heavy and have automatic locks on them.
I'd go to a bread factory.
A bread factory. Hello, Hovis. Clearly there are no zombies here.
No.
You are such wholesome people. You could not be purged.
Purge turbed.
No, clearly.
What yeast makes people immune to zombieism?
Yeah.
The correct plan in the zombie apocalypse is what I've always said I'd do, which is railway station, walk down the lines, because who's going to be running trains, and there's going to be no zombies there, and if they are, they'll be late. And just keep walking, you get to the coast, find a port, get on a shipping container, sail into Norfolk Sea, and then you've got...
Go to sea then.
Yeah, and then you've got like 7 crew members you have to bump off, even if they're not zombies. And
Yeah, bump off.
then you've got a whole boat full of shipping crates, which have got like food
Cars.
and immigrants and...
All the stuff you need to survive.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just wait for the whole thing to blow over.
Actually, I think one of the best things to do is go grab mum, go to the Winchester, and have a beer until this all blows over.
Exactly. That's the best way to do zombie
Grab
apocalypse.
mum, get Jen, go to the Winchester and wait till this all blows over.
Don't forget your cornetto.
Oh, and kill Pete.
Have you got red on you?
What?
Oh. Breads. Anyway, but yeah, like zombie apocalypse. Like a couple of years ago, that's the big thing.
Yeah.
But there's so many others
And now it's like bat apocalypse.
Bat apocalypse.
I'm just saying random animals. Sorry.
So I thought this was like a genuine thing that we were fearing. Like one day the bats will rise from the caves.
Don't confuse Bacon, he's really easy to mislead.
I'm doing the thumbs up, by the way.
Yeah.
Thumbs
Down
up,
all
cheesy face. Why dies?
Yeah, but
Life murderer behind him.
Hannibal, back in your corner.
Sorry about that, he tries to eat the guests.
Yeah, he's got a bad habit. We're trying to break
I've only
him
got
up.
one arm left, it's okay.
If you lose an arm in a zombie apocalypse, does the arm kind of turn into a zombie?
I don't know, I'd keep my arm as a pet. I just have it kind of wandering along going, go arm, attack, and then we'll just have it on a leash.
It depends on what form of zombies you're talking about. Because in with some zombies, if you disconnect a body part, then it just stays dead. But in other zombies, it's still moving.
Yeah.
So it kind of depends on which sort of zombie aspect you're going for. And would you have to turn into a zombie for that to happen? Or would it just have to be bitten off by a
I
zombie?
know, it's
for
like
that
a
to happen?
snake bite on your arm, and you just cut your arm off straight away to avoid any
Or you could try
issues.
sucking up the zombie bits.
But that was leave a terrible taste in your mouth.
A terrible taste.
Well,
Daniel's had more terrible tastes.
From you, Michael.
Oh my.
Oh my.
What
Yeah, I
about
shouldn't have burned that food.
what about other apocalypse? Well, like CERN. That was the big thing a few years ago. CERN, Large Hadron Collider was going to end our existence on this planet.
I don't think the Hadron Collider could have ended our existence. It didn't, and it couldn't.
But it was going to.
How was it going
That's
to?
a really. I kind of feel like I'm going to have to edit this one.
Oh no.
Probably, yeah.
Attack of the editors. That's an apocalypse. Attack of the editors.
Frustrated by the amount of time they have to put into things.
The
I wish
editors
life
rise
was
up and
just-
edit out the actors from the universe.
Yeah.
And then you're playing on Paint.
Are you doing a
I'm
zombie?
drawing a zombie, yeah.
Okay.
During
Okay.
zombie.
High
It's-
class
I
quality.
suddenly feel like
Yeah.
I'm at some child's recreation thing. But we're going to talk about zombies today. Daniel's like, I'm going to draw one.
I'm going to draw a zombie.
Alright, yes, Daniel, that's a very
It's got
nice
some
zombie.
holes in the top. And then there's going to be some blood for a headshot. And it's bleeding out, guys.
Then again, if you did draw that at primary school, I think I'd be terrified.
Could zombies bleed because the blood is already clotted in them?
Yeah, but like, could they move if they weren't
Well, technically,
functioning?
zombies can't exist.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is that technicality to the good old zombie apocalypse.
So what, there's only like 1 or 2 hours where zombies do happen and then after that they can morph just and they're just mummy zombies.
Living in a
Well,
ghost town.
if you take enough drugs and overdose on drugs, that your brain shuts down, but your body is still functioning-ish.
But if your brain shuts down, your body shuts down. That's generally the rule of thumb.
And it's not
when
whether
it
your brain
comes
shuts
to
down with lots of
humans.
drugs, it's like your brain just kind of goes on a little adventure.
Yeah, brain goes on an adventure. You don't know what you're doing. It's a bit like sleepwalking, really, isn't it? You don't know what you're doing.
Isn't it?
You don't have
Daniel's
control.
previous experience being a zombie. Yeah, but
Well, it depends which area of the brain you're
That
specifically
mailman
trying to
now
affect.
has a restraining order against me.
It's okay. Just because you ate his leg.
Yeah.
it was one time.
It was foreplay.
Oh my god. Did you eat it through the letterbox?
Yes.
Like drag it back in?
What, his leg?
Yeah.
Why was he sticking his leg through the letterbox?
You probably like reached out and grabbed it. And it's like, not my arm, have my leg.
Yeah, that is actually what happened.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times.
When we say apocalypse, why does everyone automatically assume it's a zombie apocalypse?
Because of 2013.
Like, do you want
That's
to do the Horseman apocalypse with the
Yeah,
4 to 5,
horsemen.
The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
4 to 5, depending on your preferences.
The famine,
I like
plague, the other two.
Famine, pestilence,
If you're going to
death,
do them in order.
war. I can't do them in order.
I can.
Yeah, but famine.
and then Ronnie Slope. The best.
Ronnie's.
Terry Pratchett, anyone?
Oh, come on, guys.
Hitler?
Terry Pratchett.
I didn't like Terry Pratchett. Just
Didn't. He's not dead.
I tried reading some of his books and I got bored.
But there's
No,
some
I
good-
read one. I read one of them, but that's only because it was really good. Death Takes a Holiday.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't like Terry Pratchett. Well, I read one book because it was really good, but
No, but I've tried reading
Yeah.
about 3 or 4 of them. I tried reading The Circle of Light, The Colour of Magic, The Weird Sisters, and I just never got into them.
Try reading the one that's revolving around death.
Oh, I read
More
Death
to
Takes
get-
a Holiday.
Have you read more?
I haven't read more.
Oh, that's when
yet.
Death gets an apprentice.
Oh,
Because obviously, you need
Yeah.
it.
who's going to take on the family business?
His son.
So I just
Death had a daughter, get it right.
we're talking
you
about books.
sexist pig.
I'm sorry.
Are you saying that women can't be Death?
No, I'm
Have
not.
you ever seen the Marvel Death?
She's Lady Death.
What the hell, Dan?
Deadpool gets married to her, or tries to.
Well, he loves her, but then so does Thanos, but I think Thanos loves her in a different way.
We don't know what's going on with Thanos. He's a crazy person.
He's just a swell guy.
I thought you said Thanos and I got confused. Why is a YouTuber trying to marry death?
Thanos.
I'm still saying Thanos. Thanos.
Thanos. Thanos with a
Thanos.
With a TH.
No, with a V. With a V.
Vamos. Vinish.
What about a more modern take on the apocalypse and aliens coming down and being like, hey guys,
Well, like an AVP where they go,
Aliens vs Predator. Got that reference.
I mean, as much as I like the idea of an alien apocalypse,
Yeah.
well, I don't really like
Yeah,
that.
I love the idea of people coming down and killing my race.
But I don't think it's
Species.
feasible with what we know of the universe currently.
Yeah, but zombies, they're quite feasible, really. No, this is apocalypse, anything goes. We literally talked about an editor apocalypse. Like,
it will happen.
Do you think the cats will rise up against us?
They already have.
Oh, good point.
What do you mean, if they have?
And they won.
we literally serve them. Like, how have they not won?
They live in our houses, they eat food we pay for.
No, I'm sorry, we build houses for them.
Yeah, we build houses for them.
We
We
infect-
give them food. We give them medicine.
We give them cuddles.
We give them cuddles. I think they've got a pretty good end of the deal.
Yeah.
All they do is sit there, sleep, and go out, catch things, and bring them back whilst you're trying to catch a half-dead bird.
I think
Or a newt. That was a fun experience.
My cat brought back a bird, and I would not let her in. I was just like, no.
she wouldn't fit in. Was it like a condor or
No,
something?
I wouldn't. No, it was a bald eagle.
Sorry.
Our cats tried to hunt a sparrowhawk once.
A sparrowhawk.
It landed in our back garden.
A sparrowhawk got stuck between our fence and the house once and it never came back. Which is good, we have a lot of sparrows, but like, it was just going about, flitting in between the fence, panicking horribly.
Am I being...
We all just sort of stood outside thinking, do we do something? Do we interject?
Do we help the sparrowhawk?
Eventually
One
just flew
point,
off.
when I was sleeping in my bedroom, like with the window slightly open, somehow a small bird flew in. I'm not sure how, and it just went, and he woke me up at like an ungodly time at about 7 in the morning.
Was it like the Death Star run at the very end with the tiny hole? And
Kind of,
just
just had to kind of open the window in time, and it was still. That was great fun. Luckily, it didn't kill anything.
did it land on your finger perfectly and you whistled at it and it whistled back?
And then it just went.
Yes, because he is definitely Snow White.
But who knows? Did you hear Disney are making a modern retake on Beauty and the Beast
Yes.
with that lady who
Emma
plays?
Watson.
That's the one. Playing the one.
It's
Bella.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Belle.
Bella.
I do enjoy telling a story where everyone else knows what bits I don't. But yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
Imagine the Disney apocalypse.
Daniel, where's your hand?
You know what's its packet?
You can play this game.
Oh my.
No, but seriously, imagine a giant Disney apocalypse where all the animated characters from all the Disney films come to life and ravage the earth.
Oh, I thought it was just gonna be horrifyingly delightful. But
No, the villains are coming out as well.
Michael, where's your hand?
That wasn't a Pringles packet.
With your powers combined,
We can eat what's its
you can
Pringles.
feed a small party of children.
Yeah, not a party of teenagers because we'll need more than one Pringles can and more than one pack of Foss.
And preferably one Pringles can full of alcohol.
Yeah,
No, we'd need an entire barrel of alcohol.
yeah.
Just pure ethanol.
And that's just me. That's just for me.
Yeah.
No hobs or anything, no flavour, just the ethanol.
No Hobbs. No Hobbs barred. No
Are they called hobs or hops?
hops.
Hops.
Speaking of alcohol, do you guys know my diet for uni? Guinness, because Guinness has all of the nutrients you need to survive.
What about wine gums, Daniel?
Not wine gums.
Are you sick of them?
Yes, I've finished it. I ordered
You've
a 3
finished?
kilogram bag of wine gums. It arrived on Friday evening, and I finished it on Monday.
Yep. And it's currently Saturday. And Daniel's still feeling effects.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I'd be sick of wine guns if I had 3 kilos of them.
3 kilograms is not a healthy amount
But
of
isn't
anything.
it? Oh no, wait, we shouldn't say. Never mind.
No, it's not that day of the week. It's cancelled due to scheduling errors.
What, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday is cancelled due to scheduling
So
errors.
clearly this is Saturday. Oh, I missed the week.
Hey, it's my
And
birthday.
this is your weekly sky forecast. Today's sky forecast is void.
Void. Yeah, we don't have a weather section. But
No, we should have a weather section.
And here in the north, you see nothing. Here in the south, you see more nothing.
that's the weather forecast
No.
by Michael.
This was a meteor apocalypse, and Earth
Oh, they're
is
the
gone.
worst apocalypses. Because all you need is Bruce Willis on a spaceship
Oh,
and a drill.
don't get me started.
I mean, it's just a shockingly.
Just don't get me started.
But he'll
on that.
sacrifice himself on the rock needlessly for some BS reason.
Isn't that what Batman did, but then survived?
Yeah, but Batman can't die.
It's Batman.
Bruce Willis is expendable. Wait, is he in the Expendables?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That would have been a
Maybe.
great joke if he is.
I think he is.
I don't know. I watched 1 and 2.
I don't think he's one of the Expendables. Terrible films, but really good.
Anyway, in America, they're going to have a snow apocalypse. Did you hit,
A
like
snowpocalypse.
8 foot of snow is supposed to go in the northeast of
That
America?
would be flipping great.
And
For-
here
for
in
a
our,
day.
Gee, 8 feet of snow is taller than you.
8 feet. Mine's longer.
Your snow pile
Your snow pile.
Yes.
longer
Yes.
than the tallness that we were talking about.
Yes.
And if it was the first thing you were talking about, tallness isn't an 8-foot thing you want.
no.
Anyway,
So you mean 8 foot is not a tallness you want?
anyway.
Let's not get into
So
this.
there is like a theory that of the sort of snowpocalypse where we become an ice ball planet. That if the Arctic gets big enough, it will reflect enough sunlight that the world will cool down completely. And
Yes, but
we'll
due to
just
the
become
Arctic-
perpetually cold.
Yes,
I
but due
believe
to
that
the-
could only happen if the Arctic does the entire 360 of the Earth.
360, no snow.
No, but I don't think there's enough of the Arctic left for that to happen.
Yeah, but it's just one of
Shots
the things
fired.
that could happen with climate change.
What about the Antarctic? Or is that no longer?
Well, that'll have an effect as well. Like,
Yeah, well,
they'll
it's just
both
the Arctic
grow
faces the sun more than the Antarctic.
because we're skewed because of the Malinowski cycles or some shiz.
You do geography, so
Yeah,
you
I
should
do.
know.
And there was that earthquake a couple of years ago, which threw the Earth off of its axis, maybe
Oh,
temporarily.
you're talking about the Japanese
I think so,
tsunami?
yeah.
Well, the earthquake corresponding to that.
Yes.
Yeah, it shifted our planet on its axis. Crazy. Magnitude 9? What?
Oh,
The most
I
we've
know.
ever had is a magnitude 5, I think.
yeah, but that wasn't even directly affecting us. That was somewhere else.
I really am going to have to edit this one. Bugger.
Yeah, you are.
Oh well.
I was going to say something. Oh yeah, and a really feasible apocalypse that could happen is volcanoes and magnetic shift.
Oh, magnetic shift.
Because the magnetic
And the
shift...
Yellowstone.
Yeah, because both of them are really overdue now.
Really terrifying. Isn't it?
It could happen any second. We could just be sitting here and the
Poles
the
would
magnetic
shift.
the poles will just shift and the volcano will go off.
So when this is out,
So
nice knowing it.
Look out of the window. What's that you see? Is
Is
it a
it red?
cloud of dust and pyroclastic flow? No, probably not. It's probably next door's barbecue. I'll check though.
If it is a barbecue, bring me some.
Yes. Take it straight to England at PO Box England
1, 2, 3.
3.
4, 5,
7.
6.
So, oh,
You
live
come
at 7
into my house.
and ask for people to deliver their food to his address.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And Welsh at the end there.
Okay.
I
Absolutely
know, accent.
unbelievable.
In other news, Justin Bieber's going on The Roast, which means a bunch of comedians will tell him he's a
Roast him.
douchebag.
Oh, I thought you meant a German cannibal was going to eat him.
Oh, I thought you meant a
wish.
spit roast.
Or a hog roast because he's just a filthy little pig.
Lol, shots fired.
I still think you need some duct tape because the noise would be horrendous.
Is that song or screaming? I'm
Well, it's
just not
Justin
sure.
Bieber, so both.
I was so upset at Christmas. He did like some steampunk video, and I was like, I like steampunk.
Why
like
did you
it.
have to ruin it?
No, I still do,
sorry,
which
no.
is the upsetting thing. It's just made me hate him more.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the last straws was when he went to the Anne Frank Museum.
Oh god.
God, that's...
That was one of the last straws. I mean, seriously.
He didn't have many straws, but that was one of the
I think I
last.
missed this one.
Oh, he went to.
He went to the Anne Frank Museum. He spent the entire time on his phone.
Yeah.
He was really rude. He asked his bodyguards to take him up the stairs. And then he wrote in the visitor's book, I hope she would have been a believer.
Belieber.
Believer.
Yeah.
And she even wrote, even after all of this, I still believe there is good in people.
No.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry, Anne. If you're listening out there,
Something else
We
he
can
did.
only apologise.
Something else he did on Christmas Day. He took a picture of him, which said, "Oh, inside my new jet." However, he was only having a look at the jet to see if he'd want to buy it. The airline was not happy with him
good.
because it was like a $72 million jet, which is about £5, really, isn't it?
Yeah, $7
Yeah.
into pound, that's about right.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, the
economic
Americans are just, the Americans are just doing so badly these days.
I know, it's not like we...
$16 trillion of debt.
And growing.
We could pay that off, reach into my pocket, pull out £3. There we go.
I don't know your conversion ratio.
I think it's
Well-
£3.50 now. You get it right.
That's my apologies.
You need to get with the times, their stocks have changed.
It's just, you gotta be up to date with these things. Then again, the English economy is so strong.
Yeah.
But
Could you imagine a believer apocalypse?
I think
I
that
think
happened.
that happened. It
Oh,
was
God,
by
it did.
2010,
that's the one that we went through and survived. All of us.
thankfully.
Just about.
I lost a limb.
Yeah.
That's why you can never see my legs on these videos.
We started dancing to a Bieber song and you're like, cut it off.
To
cut
Bieber
it
song.
off, before it spreads to the rest of me.
It was very
I
close.
will not dance to this.
No,
I don't feel like dancing. No, thank you. No, sir, today.
almost in the right order as well.
It's been a long day.
It has. I mean, Wednesday lasted at least 4 days. But
But Wednesday was cancelled due to scheduling
Exactly.
errors.
That's the point.
That's the point.
Sorry.
screw you, I'm going.
You see, they tried to reschedule Wednesday to Thursday, but that didn't work.
Yeah, because Thursday.
Because
Things
Thursday.
were happening on Thursday, and you can't have Thursday before. No, you can't have Wednesday after Thursday
I
because
know.
it doesn't work.
So then they just had to cancel it.
Michael hasn't got up to date with these changes
No.
yet. You always check the government /scheduling.gov.
Hashtag blame David Cameron.
Oh yeah, oh, elections coming up. Oh,
Oh, I can vote by then.
I can't.
I can't.
Ah. I'm so angry. I really want to
I'm
vote.
so angry. And I miss it by only like a week.
I'm voting for UKIP.
Seriously.
No.
If
I
you vote for
know.
UKIP, you're never allowed in this house again.
No, there'll be a special podcast of why Daniel's wrong,
It's 2 hours.
and then Michael will replace him henceforth.
Oh, yeah, I get the job.
And then James will become the new permanent special guest. Parker, that is.
I was thinking about this last night. Theoretically, we could cut you two off, and we'd have a James replacement and a Michael replacement.
I mean, this is the thing. We found our first special guest replaced Michael. Wait,
No,
you
no,
replaced
me,
Daniel.
me,
Yeah.
James. And then New Year special Daniel grew a different face. And then this one will replace Michael. So technically we could just replace the whole podcast.
We're all expendable. Where's Bruce Willis now?
Where is your god? He's mining.
Yeah, because that's to start off the mic.
We were talking about apocalypses.
I thought we were talking about.
There's other apocalypses we could have.
But I think there's actually an apocalypse going on now. It's just the digital apocalypse.
What was the... There was an apocalypse. What was it that happened a while ago? It wasn't like Nick Cage one or something. It was all over the tumbles.
Oh, the tumbles.
What was it?
Niche apocalypse.
That's it. The niche apocalypse.
That was the best.
Sorry,
ever.
I just exclude Mike from Daniel.
Non-Tumblr folk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tumblr folk.
Yeah.
Oh god, we made good contact. Oh man, I was turned into the porn site of Tumblr.
Oh dear.
Reblog. But yeah, Mish Apocalypse, that happened. We survived that as well.
That was great though. That was good fun.
Yeah. We survived 2000 Millennium Apocalypse, which I never really got.
Y2K.
Yeah, like, I don't get why the Millennium would just cause the end of the world.
Oh
the
god, no!
end
It was,
of the
it was all of
world,
the computers. Nobody thought that they would be able to handle it. Going from 1999 to two
Computers have
zero
shut
zero.
down. No, when they go from 9999 to 10000, that'll be the test.
Yeah. Oh, my dad.
Ooh.
The best which he saw was this website was made on the 2nd of February 19100.
Nice.
Believable.
It's a website from the future.
Future
What
website.
does the future hold? Website.
It's still got incredibly slow internet speeds.
Why? Well, no,
you
the
upgrade
It's
internet,
running at
Infinity.
10
the
FPS.
internet speeds are much better now, but so is everything we have to load. So it's just continuously.
It's still slow.
Yeah.
No, but then the rate at which it's increasing is also the rate at which is also the rate at which we're improving.
My incredible 4D website experience is great and all, but it still takes ages to load.
Yeah.
As I
Oh,
move
10
around my
seconds.
virtual environment in the holodeck,
I actually would love that.
I'm just scared for when Facebook discovers the holodeck. There's just like these disembodied heads of all your friends floating
Oh,
around
God.
with messages attached
You
to
mean that
them.
doesn't happen normally? Oh.
You not see bodies.
Michael, put the LSD down.
Okay.
It's white chocolate,
Daniel.
Daniel.
No, but then imagine a computer virus on that thing.
Oh,
And it's not just coding, but it's like you can actually see like a monster that's going around as a virus.
That would be
and then
awesome.
you call in the antivirus, which is like the Ghostbusters.
Beautiful.
Copyright.
So good.
Ah, but
Which is like the ghost.
Michael now spends 5 minutes triggering every copyright on YouTube.
The ghost defeaters.
Ghost defeated.
The ghost catchers.
The virus slayers.
The
The
virus slayers.
The virus slayers.
It's not
What about
catchy.
Trojans? They come in horses.
Oh god. Oh god, that would be hilarious.
Those
Just
generally
as full of a
like
packet.
man.
Daniel wouldn't know.
I know about package.
Michael,
Yeah.
was that a condom joke?
Yes, it was a little one.
I always get confused.
I thought you were talking about internet packets.
Oh.
Oh, Daniel.
Oh, that speaks
Oh, would it?
volumes about
Well,
many
feasibly, you
things.
could be talking about Tesco packaging. Horses.
No, that was Iceland.
Isn't that Lloyd's?
What?
I give up.
Michael, how does...
In other news, Michael, we recently played a game of Cards Against Humanity, and I won two hands, didn't I?
Yeah.
Blank. That's why mums go to Iceland.
Horse.
I had horse meat,
Oh, that's fantastic.
and I've got 99 problems, but blank ain't one.
Yeah.
I had bitches.
You just had the right one.
I did. It was amazing.
Oh, yesterday I was playing Cards Against Humanity at college, and we had blank kid tested, mother approved, and someone put Oedipus complex.
Wow. Cards Against Humanity, guys.
That's the best game.
And also the worst.
Yeah, but I
We're
actually haven't had
advertising.
fun.
Yeah, so it's...
What?
For advertising.
Oh, right, yeah.
Please give us money for
We happily
advertising.
advertise things we like on this podcast.
We need to
actually do.
advertise things we don't like if you pay us.
Yes.
Yeah.
We advertise like mania. We advertise at least once an episode. for
Like,
different
the
things.
food episode was basically a 30-minute advertisement for Pringles, and then we all went out and brought Pringles. It's
It's because what's wrong with Pringles?
nothing.
Exactly.
I would happily inject myself with Pringles.
I have. There wasn't Pringles.
It was wine gums.
Still getting them out.
Anyway, back onto the apocalypse agenda.
Yeah.
Agenda?
Gender apocalypse.
Agenda.
Where we all turn agender.
Actually, that wouldn't
we
be-
can't breed anymore.
Dun,
That's
dun,
not what
dun.
agender means. Just because you're agender doesn't mean you can't breed.
No, but like if we all turned into flat people with flat groins.
What are you fine?
Oh, so you're saying yours isn't?
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
You should probably get that looked at by a specialist. Go on embarrassing body.
Next week you see Daniel's face.
I don't have it downstairs. It's just another version of my face between my legs.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Next podcast is going to be weird.
I guess that's why they call that Little Daniel.
I'm sorry, I know we weren't meant to bring that up. I'm sorry, Daniel. What we're talking about?
Apocalypse.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, so how would... The apocalypse is going to happen, it's a generic apocalypse, and it's going to kill you with genericism.
Generic.
How would you survive generically?
My house, because it's huge and people would get lost.
I just
It's a
buy
mansion.
own brand
It is.
stuff.
Own brand.
Own brand. You know, like Tesco's toothpaste.
How would that help you survive the apocalypse?
No, because
Other
if
than having
everything's-
value for money.
No, if everything becomes generic,
Oh,
then just roll with it.
just wrong.
Just become a generic person who buys generic ordinary things and wears generic ordinary clothes.
I think you misinterpreted my point, but yes, that's how you survive.
That's how you survive a
join the
generic
apocalypse.
Hey, you join in. Have fun. Great value.
And I have so much more money to spend on pointless things.
This podcast approves generic generic apocalypses. There we go.
Yeah.
This is a generic podcast of endorsing generic items.
This is a generic podcast. Today we'll talk about, I don't
Tomatoes.
know, tomatoes.
Not even any special brand of tomatoes.
I quite like tomatoes.
I like Wotsits.
What the hell? Get the generic police who generically
You don't-
arrest you and give you a generic
You
sentence.
don't mean
It's
what's
broken
it, you
already.
mean cheesy
You have
covered
to share
shake.
that out.
Wow. Actually, to be honest, an apocalypse where everything was just made average.
Are you sure one gum?
That-
Did you mean England?
No, but like you literally took the average of everything. Everyone lived an average amount of time and were killed in an average way. And there was an average amount of just all
Wouldn't that
things.
be ideal as a life?
I don't think it would.
Why not? If everything's just average.
Well, no, because everything was ideal. That'd be a great apocalypse. An ideal apocalypse. You won the lottery and...
Ding ding ding.
But no
But
one
then
else
if
did.
everyone-
No one else did.
But I'm
The
just
ideal
saying.
apocalypse is very selective. To everyone else, it's the worst.
So what happens in my ideal apocalypse?
You get everything you ever wanted.
I get Michael Gove's head with a stick.
With 3 shovel.
I get a Mountain Dew fountain.
Two very different types
With
of
Pringle
people.
dispenser.
Pringle dispenser.
I get a 3D printer. Yeah.
I get my own authorship.
I finally get a computer that can play games on again.
I can finally get a computer that can play games on again.
To be honest, we've all
get a
been quite
slightly
humble,
better
really,
computer.
apart from Michael, who wants somebody's decapitated head.
On a stick.
I would. No.
Michael just wants a gaming computer. I mean, that's like 800 quid. I mean, that's...
Well, Daniel
Please
wants a
send in
Mountain Dew
money.
fountain and a Pringle dispenser.
You just
to
get...
be fair, that's a bit trickier.
No, it's not. You just get a normal fountain and add Mountain Dew instead of water.
In Spain, there's a wine fountain. But apparently the wine's really cheap. But
What if it's Spanish wine?
Like your mum.
That's like 60 quid a bottle there.
I'm not even editing this thing. I'm editing like the 2 bits out that need to be, and the rest is just
Disco.
anything goes. Yep, disco music, whole thing. 40 minutes of the same 2-minute song on repeat.
Darude Sandstorm.
Nope. Copyright.
What did you say?
And he said copyright.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said actually.
I sang it so horrendously out of tune.
Michael strokes beard pensively.
Okay, something that's also its copyright.
I don't know if it is or not.
The
Copyright.
artist died 200 years ago.
I think copyright fails after 50 years.
Does it?
But
It must be more than 50.
I may
No,
be wrong
it's
there.
75 years after the death of the artist it becomes public domain.
Okay.
Oh. What about God Save the Queen then? Because the
Oh,
Queen's
that's
still
just
around.
no, that's just public domain. It wasn't even written by the Queen.
I bet it was.
No, it wasn't.
I bet the Queen's an eternal being who lived in sewers until she came out recently to rule the country.
Queen's a lesbian.
Did you just imply that lesbians live in sewers?
No, you said the Queen came out.
I know, I was taking the wrong end of the stick.
Well, that's what she did.
She
That's
didn't
why
take
she's
the
a
stick. That was the point.
Oh dear.
Well, then that brings up some very questionable authenticity of Air's issue.
Yeah, around gender identity and. Oh well.
Let's not get into that.
That,
because-
we've had that on another podcast.
Let's not get into it now.
Lesbians into this now. Didn't really work.
No.
No, it would have worked better
Yeah.
if you said a better word after let's.
Let's be honest.
No, that would have worked.
Let's be honest here, guys.
Let's just say lesbians for a while.
Lesbians.
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say anymore. My mind is just full of lesbians.
In an apocalypse.
Mine is always full of lesbians.
Tiny lesbians.
Tiny, is that what you're into?
How would they fit
Oh
in
dear.
my head otherwise? Anyway, apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Imagine a lesbian apocalypse.
I don't think we would get very far. We're just there in one room.
I think that
No, but they rise to
Orgy house.
power and become.
Oh, I get it now. Sorry, I thought this was some systematic thing.
No.
Anyway,
Just one giant room with it.
the
think-
lesbian king.
I think that in
Or queen,
an ordinary
depending on
apocalypse,
identities.
I think that my house would be a decent place to hold out because opposite my fence there's a great open
A giant.
land.
Opposite your fence.
No, it's behind my house.
Behind the zoo.
Behind the zoo.
And
the
after the
safari.
limousines.
And Sweden.
And,
And Sweden.
There's another vast open space with. It's a golf course. There's few entrances and exits,
And a wildlife reserve.
and a wildlife reserve. And
And
near
a lake.
over where,
Lake Windermere.
and if you go through one of the large metal
Aquariums.
fences
Yeah.
from the golf course, there's a co-op that is very nearby.
Well, you say very near, like it isn't between like many zoos, aquariums, and
Lake
national
Windermere.
reserves,
And many Swedens.
and Sweden's. So it's not that close, really, is it? You should just
No,
go to
it
the front
really
of your
isn't.
house.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
probably
in front of his house is another vast expanse. That is just a really long driveway.
all the way to Sweden at the back of his house. Wow, Michael! Wow, I'm gonna have to edit that out as well.
Oh, yeah. Just stay where you
No,
live.
No.
we're not saying anywhere near where we live.
Okay.
All they know is that we may or may not live in the United Kingdom.
Oh.
England, I think we narrowed it down to.
Yeah, because that's kind of obvious from our accents.
Depends on my own England.
I do say.
Is it now?
I do say. Hello, sir.
Sup, lad?
Michael in
Traditional
this
British
podcast
teenager.
represents the teenagers.
No, I
Yeah.
represent the working class.
Daniel
That was a
represents
joke.
middle class, and
With his Watsits and white chocolate.
I'm not quite sure what I represent.
Actually, you represent middle class, upper middle class by talking like that.
Michael is coming on the show to represent
No way.
Other.
The immigrants.
immigrants. Oh yes, with your ethnicity based in many countries.
All two of them.
Exactly.
Well, mine's in
Michael
two
is
countries.
actually Australian.
That was the chair. I think,
Yeah, I know that was a chair, but I didn't quite know what to say.
And the chair
I
has
think
now.
we should switch the chair.
That wasn't the chair, Michael. That was disgusting.
New segment to the show, chair switching time. Let's all play musical chairs.
Damn
it, copyright. And everyone sit down. Oh my god, we're in the same places.
I wonder if Ben even knows what that song's called.
Aren't you meant to get rid of a chair in musical chairs?
Probably.
No.
We've got
And as the podcast ends over the burning embers of Michael's chairs.
And bacon. Apocalyptio.
Thank you for
Filmed by
listening.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gisborne.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gisborne.
Wasn't he the guy in that Braveheart?
Mel Gibson.
That guy.
Gibson.
Gibson, not Gisborne.
Gisborne. Isn't Gisborne a place in Australia?
Probably.
That's Brisbane.
Bristol. Isn't that a place in England?
Oh my god.
Hello, goodbye. Thank you for listening to the Tangent Podcast. I have been James.
I have been the celestial being, sometimes known as Lucinda.
I have been the other Michael, the better Michael, the
And
bearded Michael.
I have been the guy who's been eating Wotsits and has just eaten the really cheesy part at the end.
And he didn't share any. None.
And it was a very large packet.